Oh, hi there. Rick Yon speaking. You know, there's a man in the Bible by the name of Barnabas who had a significant impact on the Christian church as it was really developing. The name Barnabas means son of encouragement, and he indeed was a son of encouragement. We are told in the book of Acts, chapter 9, that when the Apostle Paul came to faith in Jesus Christ, everyone in the church was fearful of him because he was the man who was persecuting the church. And so nobody wanted to have anything to do with him. Then we are told in chapter 9 and verse 27, but Barnabas took him and brought him to the apostles. Barnabas put his own reputation on the line so that the apostles might meet this man named Saul of Tarsus. Well, because of Barnabas, you and I have 13 letters in the New Testament, the letters written by the Apostle Paul. But also because of Barnabas, we have another book of the Bible. You see, there is a young man related to Barnabas by the name of John. And this John went on the first missionary journey with Paul and Barnabas. However, partway through that journey, John decided he had enough of this missionary work and he decided to go home. Well, that infuriated the Apostle Paul. In fact, from that point on, Paul wanted nothing to do with this young man by the name of John. Well, it just so happens that at the end of Paul's life, as he writes to young Timothy, he writes these words in 2 Timothy chapter 4. He says, do your best to come to me quickly, for Demas, because he loved this world, has deserted me and has gone to Thessalonica. Crescens has gone to Galatia and Titus to Dalmatia. Only Luke is with me. Then he makes this statement. Remember, this is the one that wanted nothing to do with John. This is the one that had such a heated debate with Barnabas that the two of them split. And the Apostle Paul took Silas with him on the next two missionary journeys. What about Barnabas? Barnabas took this young John home with him to Cyprus and began to mentor him, build into his life. And when he built into his life, the Holy Spirit used that wonderful relationship between a mentor and a mentee, between Barnabas and young John, so that years later, as the Apostle Paul is sitting in prison, waiting his own execution, he says, get Mark and bring him with you, because he is helpful to me in my ministry. Get Mark. What does that have to do with Barnabas and John? Well, you see, John's last name, or another name, was Mark. He went by the name John Mark. Not only would we not have the letters that Paul wrote, but we also would only have three Gospels, Matthew, Luke, and John, because this John Mark, the one that the Apostle Paul wanted nothing to do with, is the writer of the Gospel of Mark. I hope you've been encouraged by these words and recognize that God could use you as a mentor in someone else's life. You have no idea how God is going to use a young person who needs someone like yourself to build into his life, to encourage him, to pray with him, to show him the areas to avoid and the challenges ahead that he needs to accept. Thanks for watching.